You ignore that sunlight intruding on my space. Oh, I forgot to get the chats over onto the other screen. So before I get into the game, I saw something as I went to go launch it, and the devs, hold on. I gotta pull it up. So they put a post out today, and I guess this was just like within this month, like 2 weeks, pretty much. They're cracking down on, oh well, it's whatever. I was thinking about zooming it in, but they're cracking down on cheaters and people exploiting bugs and even language violations, dude. 30 days, 28 players, 7 days, 66, 1 day, over 1,000, 2 hours, 605 play. What the? This is an insane amount of people that they've been penalizing for this stuff. They're cracking down hard on people exploiting bugs, people using cheats, and then plastering your fucking name to the entire community. The list just goes and goes, and then there's more. Exploitation of game mechanics, obstruction with vehicles, malicious behavior. That game is loud as fuck in my ears. I forgot to set up the game audio for that. Whoops. It's morning. I'm tired. This shit's hilarious to me. I haven't seen a dev company actually go to do this. Like, sure, they say they crack down on stuff, but I've not seen anyone plaster their players that they're fucking penalizing. It's a big list. Now, is it all of the ones that they listed here? No. Probably the more egregious ones. I didn't read this bit, though. Exploiting game mechanics can even get you penalized? Like, you love to see it. Using loopholes in the game mechanics to break the rules or damage the game experience is not permitted. If you come across such behavior, please report via in-game reporting system or customer service. If you encounter players who maliciously use temperature-changing items to kill other players, please report them via the in-game reporting system for verification. For minor offenses, the offering player... What? The offending player will receive a warning mail, then a 1 to 3 day ban for repeated offenses? This is way too vague. The first bit was hilarious to me. This bit... For major offenses, the offending player will face a 7-day to 30-day or permanent ban. Please use reporting. So can you clarify what the fuck that means? Like, I understand, like, you know, griefing and obstructing buildings and such with vehicles. I get that, but at the same time, maybe have like a mechanic in place for that. I don't know. Maybe make the vehicle disappear after X amount of time of not being used. This is the part that like, I don't know about this. This is so subjective. Maliciously using temperature changing items to kill other players. What do you mean by that? You know? What the fuck is that even supposed to mean? What the fuck? What? Okay. Oh, moving on. That's... ban duration. Ban reason. Vehicle placement violation. Let's see if anyone's got any... Got malicious behavior, malicious behavior, malicious behavior, malicious behavior. Still building obstruction. Building placement violation? What does that even mean? I didn't put on my glasses. I'm sitting here trying to read this. I'm like, eh. Oh, and it gives their punishment too. Demolishment of vehicles and buildings and a warning. Maliciously occupying resources, so that must be camping a spawn of a resource. I mean, malicious behavior is so subjective as well. I was hoping that of course, I guarantee anything that involves temperature items is pinned under malicious behavior. Kind of curious what people are saying. What a dumbass comment. What do you expect them? It'll still affect us in-game at the time before the ban is issued. Well, no fucking shit. It takes time to catch these people, dude. What the fuck? Yeah, naming and shaming is hilarious. Restrictions of where they, I mean, put up better build blocking, dude. That's the core of the problem. Okay, this guy doesn't understand law, though. It's not just the place to building. Jesus, I need to turn that down. I can't fucking hear anything. I want to see if there's any insight in here. Toss and move my building and slap it down at random all the time with a little thought. Never got a violation. So in this game, players will place their buildings in ways that block or stop other players from accomplishing or obtaining things. They do it often enough to deserve the shame. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with naming and shaming people. This sounds like, someone who got caught. This was and still is a big issue since GBA. You can't fix this issue without vastly restricting and changing the build mechanic, and that ruins the game for everyone and makes it a worse game. Look at Rust. You can have simple build blocking mechanics, although that I retract that. That could be exploited as well, of which we've seen abundantly in Last Oasis. What does building design violation even mean? That's a valid point. They're way too vague and ambiguous with their reasons, you know? That's why I was like, you did kind of out yourself with this response. What a joke. The person that reported wasn't even there. Well, they probably didn't. I think there wasn't 1,700 names listed there, you dildo. It's using cargo, pushing it with a vehicle into player building areas, then destroying it so player base becomes PvP. Oh, interesting. 3 names of my old server are on the list. Also, no one will win that lawsuit. Yeah, exactly. I made it on the list? Okay, this should be good. All I did was ram my car into the prime war boss, because it's funny. Valid. When they flip your car and ragdoll it away. Somehow that's malicious behavior. 7-day mute for just having a conversation without insulting anyone or using... What? A self-proclaimed famous YouTuber here? What the fuck? The claimings on servers always mass report me anytime I talk. Right. Not gonna recommend your game to anyone anymore. Left a negative review too. Ooh, not the negative Yelp review. This is so funny to me. I will say that if this is true, then that should not be deemed malicious behavior. Maybe don't allow vehicles near your boss fights. I feel like a lot of this stuff could be avoided by some more coding. You know? This game will 100% hand out a ban because someone said so, not because they investigated it or found anything wrong. They make up for dodgy coding with ban announcements. I'm getting that kind of vibe, unfortunately. Only play when you fully optimize raid zone mode. Learned that not saying anything is the winning move. Unlike real life, you cannot escape because there is no getting off Earth, but excuse me. Get on with it. What's your point, bro? This was a whole lot of nothing burger. I wanted more insight onto like what these offenses were. Okay, you know what? We're gonna do a little digging. Who is this supposed famous YouTuber? I had no idea that Once Human regularly did this sort of stuff. What's this guy's name? I'm assuming that it's... Wow. Okay. Alright, bud. I wouldn't be going around saying I'm a famous YouTuber. Hold on, let me pull up this channel.
I'm going to teach you the best.
I did not ask. Who is this guy? He's got 158k subscribers, which is decent. On average, he's getting 2 to, at best, 10k views. I wouldn't go around saying you're a famous YouTuber, bro. That is... like, you're doing well and making money. Clearly trying to make as much money as you possibly can with his members-only content. He had like one... Oh, we got 67k. I'm over here judging. Been doing a lot of Albion. This is so funny to me. He doesn't even do content for Once Human. What is this guy on about? Oh. I zoomed in way too much. Now we're to the Once Human content. Fuck, I lost it. I'm an idiot. Oh, yep, there it is. Griefing is peak content. Let's see what this guy originally said. I find it funny that all these people are complaining about these bans. I think it's a double-edged sword for the devs to be doing this sort of thing. I made it on the list. You made a video called Griefing is peak fun. What do you fucking expect, you dildo? Oh, Jesus, man. Moving on. That's just... wow. It's a double-edged sword for the devs to be doing something like that, because when they're giving ambiguous reasoning for why they're banning people, it just and especially when it's things like, oh well, this was malicious behavior. If those comments are to be believed, driving a vehicle into a world boss should not be considered malicious behavior. And then they're ambiguous with the concept of, like, oh, using elemental items to kill other players is malicious behavior? Why? You put it in the game. It's something we can use in a PvP zone. Why would we not? Like, in what way is in using... Now, I'm not familiar with what they refer to as a elemental. I'm assuming, like, just a weapon or something consumable. What does he even mean by using a elemental weapon to kill another player? That's considered malicious behavior. That's the one thing where I'm like, you're teetering on a very fine line there. And then the malicious building stuff, like that sort of thing, that should be mitigated by coding, not you just swinging down a ban hammer. There should probably be better build blocking. Maybe that you're within a certain proximity of someone's territory. Make the vehicle disappear after X amount of time so it doesn't affect it. Now, there was that one person saying they crashed their vehicle into someone's base, making it into a PvP area, but what are we looking at? Night Rain? Let me go back to the Steam thing, show you. Night Rain comes out in 1 day, in 6 hours. I can't be on, I don't know. I just don't care about it. Let me pull it up again. So... actually, no, I'll just go to the library and pull it up. They put out a post going over, like, okay, here's things that you will get banned for, and then name and shamed everybody, which I don't have anything against. I think naming and shaming is kind of hilarious for, oh fuck, as long as I don't get attacked. I love Elden Ring too, dude, but just, I don't know that I care about that format of a game for that sort of... Like, I like Elden Ring. I don't know that I care about a multiplayer Elden Ring thing, you know? We'll see how it is, but I think it just... something feels off about it for me. I don't know what it is. Burn LMG, Power Surge Crossbow, or AR? I'm assuming you're referring to, like, elemental items. This is where things get a little weird for me, right? So, combat cheating and malicious exploration of bugs. Exploitation, not exploration, excuse me. We have implemented the following measures. We will monitor the game 24/7. Players confirmed with cheats face severe penalties. We place higher priority on fixing bugs and enhancing game security. Malicious exploitation of bugs will not be tolerated. After fixing a bug, we will retroactively penalize players who exploited it and reclaim any illicit gains. So, here's some things that people got violated for, like language violations. Don't be nasty in the comms. Due to space limitations, we do not provide the list of players banned for speech violations. I don't think they listed most of the players, to be honest, for everything else, because there's like 1,700 players that they banned. No way. Well, I would say probably a good 60-70% of that is probably speech violations, but use of cheats or hacks. Now, when you go and look at it, tells you the ban reason, what platform they were playing on, and a lot of this, here's the cheating, right? Lots of cheaters, lots and lots of cheaters. I love this. Name and shame your cheaters. I think it depends on the ban, or on the violation, you know? 3,600 days? That is insane. But this is for cheating, right? I think the speech violations, you get warnings and then you end up getting a ban. Now here's where it gets weird for me, down here. Malicious exploitation of game mechanics, that falls on you to a degree. You should be fucking addressing these exploitations to mitigate this happening, but obstruction with vehicles, malicious behavior, obstruction with buildings. Better build block coding. Have a timer for vehicles to disappear when within someone's territory. I feel like that's a pretty easy and safe solution to that. Using loopholes in game mechanics to break the rules or damage the game experience is not permitted. If you come across such behavior, report it. Blah, 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 blah. If you encounter players who maliciously use... This is where it gets confusing for me. If you encounter players who maliciously use temperature-changing items to kill other players, please report them. For minor offenses, the offending player will first receive a warning mail, then a 1 to 3 day ban for repeated offenses. What does that mean? What is that? What temperature changing items to kill other players? Don't allow it in the PvP zone. If you don't want us to use it in PvP, don't let us use it in PvP. I feel like that's pretty fucking simple, you know? And it's so ambiguous. What temperature changing items? What? There's a heater and cooler that you can put in your base. So, is that what they're referring to? A heater and cooler in your base? I'm sorry, if I'm in a PvP zone and someone raids my base and I manage to lock them in, I'm gonna cook you, bud. Or freeze you to death. That's not malicious. That's just self-defense. I think that is a bit ridiculous, you know? You imagine? That's the problem. We have to use our imagination to figure out what they mean by temperature changing items. Because there's also elemental weapons. Like, what is that? I doubt it's the weapons. I would have to assume it's not the weapons. But I feel like if you have something you don't want used in PvP, just make it default off and not be able to be turned on. And if you put your base down into a PvP zone. Exploiting while shitty is game's fault to a degree. Cheating is player's fault, yes. It muddies the water in terms of what the devs consider exploits or smart use of mechanics. I think their ambiguity is what muddies the waters. You know? Because they did say... Let me scroll all the way the fuck up here. We place high priority on fixing bugs and enhancing game security. Malicious exploitation of bugs will not be tolerated. After fixing a bug, we will retroactively penalize players who exploited it and reclaim any illicit gains. And by that, I would say, like, if someone just happens to do it once and go, oh shit, okay, that's exploitable, and then doesn't do it, that's fine. I'm on board with that. But if someone is doing it knowing full well that they're exploiting it, and they have stated in their TOS that that is not permissible, then, you know, at that point, it's up to the devs. I do think a temporary, like, a warning should come first, obviously. But if you're a repeated offender after being warned because they're actively trying to fix said bug, then that starts to getting into a, outside of the way of the winter scenario, the temperature is not relevant, so they should disable it elsewhere. Simple. Very simple to resolve, I feel like. Penalizing your players for that, I feel like, is a double-edged sword. It depends how quickly they, you know, handle those things. Let's see here. I forgot about the duration of the bans. So temperature, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, see, will first receive a warning mail, then a 1 to 3 ban for repeated offenses. So they do warn you. They're like, hey, don't do that. You continue doing it after being told not to? That would be like go shoplifting, getting caught, and being like, all right, I'm gonna let you off with a warning, don't do it again, and then you turn around and go steal again. Like, then you should expect getting some sort of ramification for that, right? So I don't think their approach is horrid, but they need to be less ambiguous. They've basically said no trap bases. I'm not on board with that. Fuck that. That's not okay. No. I disagree with you, Jimmers. If anything, people find exploits is good. Yes. Finding an exploit is good. Exploiting the exploit is not good and ruins the experience for the rest of the players. Hence why a warning in the mail at first, understandable. You continue doing it, that's on you, man. Because if they're actively trying to fix it, then it's not 100% the game's fault. It's not an immediate ban for being like, oopsies, I just found an exploit. It's a, oh, I found an exploit. Hey, don't do that. Oh, okay. I won't do that. So yes, an exploit being in a game is the game's fault. Exploiting said exploit is not the game's fault if you've been warned. There's a difference between finding exploits and using them, you know? People are too greedy. Oh wait, hold up. There was more to that. If you look at the ban reasons, vehicle placement violation. What does that mean? That's why I was looking at the comments. Building placement violation. This is where I start agreeing with these slightly Jimmers. It comes down to the coding. Simple fixes. Now, just saying a build block system won't fix it. Because we all know that can be used against the other player as grief. You know, look at my experience throughout Last Oasis and prior seasons with all the build blocking I had in Season 3 and 4. That was obnoxious. I feel these rules... I'm getting attacked. No. I'm fine. And then... let's see here. Malicious behavior, and then they just go warnings. But I feel like you shouldn't name and shame people who just got a warning. If you don't want people to make trap bases, then don't let them. If you feel like if you do it, you get weird stuff like no trap bases. What do you mean by that? If you do what? If you don't want people to make trap bases, then don't let them. I agree with that. But I just think that they should allow trap bases. You know, any competitive mode, the moment an exploit is found, you can fall behind by not using it, which is exactly why it ruins the experience. Hence why you get a warning, and if you continue doing it, then you get banned. If the devs are then aware of the exploit and are actively trying to fix it, you know, the whole like, oh, you fall behind if you don't use exploits fucking thing is such bullshit, Jimmers. So then you like, I get like that motivates people to use exploits, but that doesn't make it okay to use the exploit while the devs are trying to fix it. The only reason I say that is because you actively get a warning to not do that, or you will get a ban. So if you want to play with fire, you'll get burned. You know, like, what else do you expect? That's where I think that fine line that they walk starts get into a gray area with the ambiguity, because reading that at surface value, what the fuck are like elemental items other than their temperature changing items, which must be the cooler and heater, which that should be easily remedied by not allowing the use of it. What a concept, unless you're in a scenario that requires it. Don't want it used in PvP? Don't allow it to be used in PvP. Simple as that. I don't like the fact that they're like, no trap bases. I think that's dumb. You have a survival MMO with PvP zones and such. You want to be creative. You don't want to just have gunfights, you know? I mean, there's a reason why Rust is so successful with its base builds and stuff like that. Especially if you're a small group or a solo. Using a trap base would be, you know, viable. Give you a little bit of leverage. I just... There's a... It's like half a dozen to one side, half a dozen to other with that shit. The no trap bases... It's just my interpretation of what? Was it... Do you remember when they made mention of that? I doubt I'll be able to find it. Not through here. I think it's probably more so like... If I'm to base it off of what I just read, probably more so just, you know, using items they don't want you to use in other zones and creating a trap base like that. The rules? Oh god. Okay, where are they? The fact I even have to ask that is a little silly. Nothing in my notices. Could it be... Oh. Main menu, maybe? Hold on. That's annoying. Yeah, I think I may have found something. This topic's been pinned, so it's probably important. Do not do any of the following. Flame or insult other members, bypass any filter, abuse, or encourage abuse. I want to find like an official, Jesus, I cannot speak. Official posting of it. Fair play policy. Here we go. On the official website. Alright. So... Malicious data modification, these are obvious, like for cheats, multi-account farming, auto-clicker is basically botting, exploiting game bugs for gain or harassment. Still vague, because after a point, like, how do you know something is a bug, you know? Potentially benefiting from cheating, including but not limited to teaming up or trading with cheaters. So these are all pretty standard. Those are the cheat ones. Impersonating official staff. Building placement or graffiti that insults or negatively affects other players. It's so ambiguous. Okay. That did not enlighten me at all on anything. Fuck, dude. Okay, let's look at that Steam post again. I'm only interested in this because I haven't seen a game take this approach before. Not to this caliber, anyway. Abuse of the post-reporting system? Wonder how they'll... I guess that famous YouTuber should take advantage of this being a rule, right? Wild to go into the comments when you get like 5 to 10k views and be like, I'm a famous YouTuber. That is embarrassing. Jesus. Piracy, discussion of piracy, wow. Soliciting, begging, auctioning, raffling, selling, advertising, referrals. What? What? Official FAQ. What are seasons and the blah? I'm still not finding any answers to the questions I have. This is a bunch of Q&A about shit I don't care about. Rule violations. This is how to report, though. Are you fucking kidding me? You have to... So annoyed right now. The hoops I'm having to go through. I was going off what you said from those posts for the trap bases. I suppose that's valid, but don't you have like defense turrets and shit like that? So if they didn't want you to have trap bases, wouldn't those not to be able to be used? Why does it matter? Looking at the Discord, it's like, what are you here for? Skip. Oh, can't skip everything. Like, it doesn't matter what I'm in your server for. Obviously, I'm here for the fucking game. Discord rules? I don't give a shit about your Discord rules. You have to put spoiler tags on your posts if it's involving the storyline. That's so funny. Game news. I want to see if they have something actually listed in their Discord that is explicitly about the rules. How do they not have somewhere just outright posted of the rules? I don't see anything. That's dumb. Little annoying. The fuck? How? What? See if looking up TOS works. What the fuck? Someone's like, in order to play the game, you have to agree to the terms of service. Seems kind of dodgy. What the fuck? That's how any game works, you dingus. I gotta find the TOS somewhere, you know? Is it in the main menu, maybe? Oh fuck, I'm a dumbass. Just close the whole thing. Yeah, I just found a post on it. Hopefully they have it linked. I'm trying to... Where is it? What does the user center give me? Oh, okay, wow, that does not help me. Why would they not make it somewhere, like, immediately accessible? That's where it gets dodgy to me. This is not what I planned to do for stream today. I was just gonna play the game. That was no help. Seeing a bunch of stuff from like a year ago saying that it sparked controversy, but why don't they have somewhere just outright posted for this shit? Oh boy, here we go. For Rust, for example, there are exploits to building that are currently standard building mechanics. They can at any time fix them, and there are lots that have... Isn't this what I've been fucking saying this entire time? Bunker bases, for example, are made by exploiting. That gets into a weird gray area, though. There's nothing, like, that ruins the player experience by having a bunker base. That the devs basically, for Rust, looked at that and was like, oh, that's actually kind of sick. Whatever, we'll leave that. That's a cool layer of strategy. That doesn't mean, like, every exploit's going to be good like that. That is such a weak point to make. The fuck? That doesn't ruin anyone's experience. It just benefits, and then if you get rated and they're not thorough enough, that's on them. That doesn't ruin player experience. What do I'm sorry, man. That's a weak point to make on exploitation being a good thing in a game. I hate that I can't find the official TOS. See if they have it on their website. Surely they have it on their fucking website, right? They have Twitch drops right now? Huh. Wouldn't you know it? Am I keep scrolling? Nope. Why would you not? I feel like this is where my issue lies. You're gonna have game rules and shit, right? But then you're not gonna have them clearly posted anywhere? Oh my god, Jimmers, I swear sometimes it does not click for you. My point was they don't ban for using the exploits. It does change one of the main features of the game, which is rating. It can cost double. Yeah, okay, and they don't immediately ban for exploitation either. So, like, let me ask you this. If something in Rust was exploitable, like right now there's an exploit, where you take the battering ram, throw some C4 onto it, ram it into someone's base, and you blow up their TC. They'll ignore that, because their cycles are super short. Not so much for this game. So, it doesn't impact as much. But, they could take the same approach and be like, okay, that is not by intention. Don't do that. Put out warnings. If you continue to do it while they try to remedy it, then the ban goes in place. I already know what you're going to say. I just don't think they should ban people for it. To each their own. You know? The point being is, there's exploits that ruin player experience, like the battering ram thing, and then there's exploits that don't. You know? The ones you bring up don't. Okay, good for you. That's not what one's humans dealing with, and plus the wipe cycles are much shorter in Rust. Much shorter. It's more of a ban is a harsh word to say. It's a suspension. So if you're told that you did something you're not supposed to, you were warned, you continue to do it, and gain from that exploit, that should just be ignored until the devs fix it? What's the point of putting out the warnings? You know? I think the discovery of exploits is fine. The inert gain that you get from the exploits, not okay. Because it does ruin player experience. I think an exploit to phase through a base wall is ban-worthy. And that's where the to each their own comes into play. You know? I'm just irritated. I can't find the fucking TOS or game rules or anything posted anywhere. They're just like, arbitrary rules. Here you go. Like, even if I look up the Steam post that I already looked at, does not go on to that. Play policy is incredibly ambiguous, does not address anything that they've been talking about. And then they have a server guide. The fair play shit is so fucking ambiguous, though. And it doesn't address, like... If I could even find it now. Here we go. The use of cheats. Malicious behavior. Building, placement, or graffitiing that insults or negatively affects other players. It's so vaguely stated that, like, how are you to know what is okay and what's not until you accidentally do it and then get a warning? That's where my issue is. They can set up the rules and address warnings and bans however they like. I don't have issue with their approach. I have issue with the lack of rules being posted. If there's rules we have to abide by, blatantly post them somewhere. Like, this is too subjective. Obviously, they're the obvious ones where you're, like, blocking a player's base with a vehicle, but that boils down to them needing code better and just have a timer be fairly quick. Or if you're within a certain proximity of someone's base, the second you hop off the vehicle, it should just disappear. Or if you're within proximity of base and you're sitting on your vehicle, you should get a timer. Problem solved. But they don't really go into detail on what these things mean, and that's my biggest issue. I don't get it, man. I mean, even in their post for the recent bans and such.
Thank God. I've been waiting for someone to come by. I need your help. Please.
I have no idea where you are, bro. But like with the use of temperature changing items, who knows what that means? Vehicles already despawn after a while. I think it's the fact that they don't despawn quick enough when they're near a base, thus making it to where you could block someone in their base and preventing them from playing. Or maybe it's the fact someone's just sitting on their vehicle in front of someone's base. Vehicles do disappear after a point, but clearly not quick enough when you're around someone's stuff. I don't know, when it comes to exploits and stuff, I'm of the mindset of, like, discovery is fine. Taking advantage of is not. You know? You can move your base, too. You can destroy another player's vehicle in a PvP setting. There was... Hold on. There was something... Let me get up somewhere safe first. There was something I saw in the Steam discussion about it, though. Scroll down to the bottom, unfortunately. See if I can find it. Using cargo, pushing it with a vehicle into a player build area, then destroying it so player base becomes PvP. Not sure what they mean by using cargo pushing, but using cargo, pushing it with a vehicle into a player base. This is kind of like the battering ram that I brought up in Rust, I feel like. And I think that might play more into the malicious behavior, but they did outright say in the post. Find it. Obstruction with vehicles. And malicious behavior, obstruction with buildings. I haven't seen, like, I feel like there's a good amount of build block. So I think when they say obstruction with buildings, there was someone who, where was, I don't want to pull it up again. There was somewhere in there that, someone was banned for blocking resources. Unless it's that truck that goes around. Oh, it is. Look, it's cargo. Okay, so there's... Oh, they're referring... Okay, they're using Rust terms. So there's a truck that acts like the cargo ship from Rust. You can build on vehicles in this game, so probably something with that. You can build on a vehicle in this? I've had a motorcycle, so I have not gotten to that point. You can... There's a truck that travels. Once you destroy it, it starts a PvP arena. See, now that is fucking... That is horrible. Being able to plow that into someone's base, turning it into PvP, that is fucked. That, after a warning, that should be a bannable offense until they figure out a better way to deal with that. Or just, if someone does do that, you should just make the truck disappear. I feel like that's a pretty simple solution. All easier said than done, though. But I'm okay with their warning then ban approach. I am not okay with the ambiguity with what they want to warn and ban you with. It's basically a fuck around and find out policy, and I'm not on board with that. Kind of leaves a little too much of a gray area for them to just kind of ebb and flow what they want and don't want to make bannable. I was doing a PvE mission and the stupid drug drove into you. Top level person killed me. Yeah, they should address that. But I think that's why they kind of dove more into PvP dedicated to servers and PvE dedicated. I have... Oh, okay, I'm still looking for the mystical crate. I didn't realize I got the weapon crate already. Once I get out of this, because I'm still unfortunately a new player, but once I get out of this scenario, I'll have like a better idea. And I want to see what it's like starting a new character on a later scenario. After that, I started to pay more attention to where it was, but didn't even stand. Didn't you play like during the beta? And only the beta, Jimmers? Because there's like straight up no PvP on this scenario anymore. It straight up says it's a PvE server. Really don't feel like scaling a building, dude. With the whole vehicle blocking, you can just adjust your base as needed. Yeah. Yeah. If someone is continually doing that, though, where like, okay, because I'm speaking from experience of build blocking Last Oasis. If someone, like, you place your base, they block your door. You readjust your base, they block your door again. Rinse and repeat. That's where it becomes an issue. That's why they should just make vehicles insta-disappear if it's not your territory, you know, when you hop off. But then again, if they let you build on vehicles, then it gets into like such a very weird gray area. If you like played beta and after beta for a bit, that's not what you said in the past. Interesting if true. Yeah, I guarantee it's in that building. There's also smoke over there. Why is there smoke? I don't know, man. That's... I think the vehicle blocking thing is a bit silly. I feel like there's a pretty quick and easy solution to that. I'll have to get more versed with like how vehicles come into play later, but the pickup and flatbed trucks, you can build mobile bases. Oh, fuck. And that's where... That's what I was worried about. Because if that's the case, then having a vehicle... Well, I guess if it's not... Yeah, that becomes really hard to balance. That gets to be really hard to balance. I had to restart after beta, which was...
Deviation signal coming from a telephone in the northern Dayton wetlands. If you hear any strange ringing sounds while in the area, go investigate.
I hate that the voices were doubled up. That was so jarring, it completely derailed my brain. I had to restart after beta, which was when I found out the intro boss fight was nerfed. Oh, not the weapon I meant to use. Oh well. I have like no ammo for it. I forgot I was running around with like dick all ammo. Yeah, that... Who puts an exit sign on the floor? Who needs to read that? Yes, the exit's going up the stairs. What? Who puts an exit sign on the floor and not over... Where's the exit sign on the... This is misleading, dude. I'd be like, oh, exit's up here, huh? Obviously not. I know I'm a smooth brain, but... Yeah, I think the building on a truck or something is... So it would be incredibly hard to balance and figure out the coding, which I think is why they're taking the approach of like, okay, if you do this, you're gonna get a warning and then banned if you keep it up. Because, I mean, can anyone here figure out a good way to balance the fact of having a mobile base and being able to block someone else's base with that? Gross. Well, yeah, I think a mobile base is cool. But if they take issue with people blocking your door and griefing, how do you balance that via coding? You know? Why am I hearing a phone ring? The mobile bases are very restricted. Is it up here? How restricted are they? Oh, it is. I too put a telephone on the roof. That makes sense for placement. You could just make it so it despawns quicker in someone else's claimed land. Right. Right. And that's the thing that I brought up. Right? But that's where you start getting into griefing territory. Like, you can set up all the build blocks you want, right? You're still gonna have people grief you with those build blocks. Or even timers for those builds, you know? I think maybe there's no timer that you could set that wouldn't ruin someone's experience. Because if you're rolling in with a mobile base and they set up a timer when you're in someone else's claimed land, auto turrets don't work on the truck. Oh, that's fucking good. This area was maybe, probably, I don't fucking know. What was I saying? Right, if they set up a timer, let's say you roll in and you want to raid someone's base and you have this mobile base. The problem with setting up a timer is that ruins the raider's experience, but if you make the timer too long, then it ruins the defending player's experience. The pickup can only be a 1x3. I mean, I figured the build size would be pretty small, so it'd be like kind of like rolling in a fob. I just gotta wonder, like, what, how do you even balance that? Sister stumbled across a huge toy rabbit. Go get the toy rabbit, got it. Yeah, I have experience with the flatbed. Well, I guess I'll find out eventually. I feel like I'm answering a phone for a ransom or some shit with this. Four telephone booth signals from these 4 telephone booths are intertwined into 4 pointed stars of flow. Surrounds the church town. The abandoned house on the marsh. Listen to what the world has to tell you. Feel the guidance of the radio waves. What? Uh-oh. I don't know if I'm gonna be solving this. So there's 4 telephone booths. Is there? Please tell me there's. When did I get all of these? I missed an NPC for the calendar puzzle? What NPC? What do you mean I missed one? I feel like I've gotten like most of the objectives. I think there's... Hold up. Alright, well, there's that. I love this shoulder check, dude. It's really overpowered. I'm really trying to rack my brain how one could balance the grief of parking vehicles by someone's base when they have a vehicle that can be a base. The fuck? What was that? Oh, was that them just spawning, dude? Or am I above it? I might be above it. No, that was... I guess that was the enemy spawning. Oh, the guy that didn't know where... Right. It was over here. That the guy spoke to me from, but... Between it despawning and affecting and build another door, I don't think it's a big deal. Yours yeah, but like how long did it take to despawn is the issue, you know? If it sits there for 6 hours, I mean, obviously it's not going to sit there for that long, but I'm just throwing numbers out. Even 30 minutes. Is that a small shed nearby? I hate that people just... Oh, hi. Is it you? Yep, found him.
My partner Kayla and I were out scavenging, and we got ambushed by some of those vulture bastards. We managed to get away, but I got hit pretty bad. Kayla went to an abandoned hospital nearby to try to find some medical supplies, but it's been more than 2 days, and she hasn't come back.
Bro, it
Without
is
those
like 2
supplies,
blocks away.
I don't think I'll make it. I'm begging you. Oh, thank you. It's not far from here. I'll give you whatever I can for your help.
I want the loot. Thank you. Oh, there we go. I was like, what mission was it? Worst case, and it is PvP, you can destroy the car. If it's not PvP, you can just make another door on a different side of the house. Right, yeah. I mean, that's true, but then that circles me right back to the sense of griefing. Like, look at my situation in, Last Oasis Season 3 and 4. Constantly being build blocked, being prevented from being able to do anything in the game because of someone's pettiness and absurd abundance of time. So, regardless of you being able to build another door, they could block that door too, you know? And if someone's determined enough, they could grief you to the point of not being able to do anything in the game by blocking you into the base. I probably should have interacted with the body on the floor first. Oops. Again, that circle. You can move your house, but again. If someone's... You shouldn't have... That is such... Like, that's another weak point on your part, Jimmers. If someone's being really annoying, you could just change realms in the server. So because of one dickhead that has unemployed behavior ruining your experience in the game, you should switch servers. What if they follow you? They can switch servers too. Like, that is such a moot point, dude. Griefers will grief and go to any great length to accomplish that goal. I mean, you have people trying to kill servers for the sake of killing a server. Saying that you can just switch servers doesn't do anything. So can they. That's just a band-aid over an issue and turning a blind eye. Lovely part in this game is fast traveling in and out. That's true. You could also fast travel in and out as well. And if you're dumb enough to fast travel away from your base while someone's griefing you, hopefully not in a PvP area, then if you do it in a PvP area, then that's on you. I will say they have...
Saw that wheelchair too, right?
No,
Looks
I
like
didn't
we
see
got
the wheelchair.
deviation on our hands.
I will say they do have ample workarounds for someone blocking you into your base, but not servers. You still have just different world ends. Give someone the slightest bit of... There are tools that you can use, third-party tools that let you follow players around. Seeing what servers they join, what shards they join, etc. If someone's determined enough, they will find you. And then especially if you're someone who streams, good luck. Someone will find a way to find you. I did not like how that floor looked. Find the exit. Well, that's helpful. Patient on bed 2 in room 703 is expected to be discharged after receiving schedule or discharge. Hospital ward dates. What the fuck are you even on about, V? Fuck. The calendar? Don't give me answers. Fuck out of here. Yeah, don't just... I just got in here, dude. Just immediately gonna give me the fucking... Fuck you. Out of here with that. Okay, so how do I... How do I change the date, though? Half the fun is watching me stumble. Okay. Let me fall flat on my face. That was a little disorienting. I'm not even sure what just happened there. Now it says 3. Okay. Okay. Going this way. New player, do you know how to make a rocket? No, Osiris might, but I'm new as well, so... It was on 3, so now it's 5, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. If someone is harassing you to that extent, and even using third-party tools to track you, then that is a report for harassment situation, not a game mechanics situation. Depending... speaking in general terms, sure. Okay, so you gotta unlock the rocket warhead from the mimetics. Okay, well, I would have assumed that. That's where, I think that's where, like, the malicious intent or malicious behavior comes into play, to what you said, Jimmers. So, like, in those situations, like in, Last Oasis, where I was continually being griefed, that should have been a reportable and bannable offense. But we all know how horribly Last Oasis devs have handled anything. Number 2 in bed. Wait a moment. Oh, okay. Cool. That wasn't too hard. It's the RPG mimetic. And you craft them in the synthesis bench. Well, now we all know. I would not have been able to tell you that, not for a while. In the second tab. You know what, let's take a gander. Crafting. You said it was... synthesis bench? Wait, I don't think I see anything outright saying. Start clicking through, I guess. Nades. More explosives. Mines. Not seeing it, man. Then there's that's pretty sick. You can get drones. Machine gun towers. Oh, you learn the RPG first? Oh, I'm looking too far down. Do you though? I don't see it. Second tab. There's the synthesis bench. Third tab. That is logistics though. That's for base stuff. And then you have building. And then you have infrastructure. I wouldn't think it's an infrastructure. I will say they don't make the skill tree very intuitive in unlocking certain things. You just kind of have to stumble your way. Oh, wait, it might be... Hold up, maybe... I guess you would be able to make the ammunition, maybe? What is that? Flamethrower can't... Getting closer, maybe? Oh. There is a creepy crawl in here. Noises. Nope. Okay, I'm wrong. Right hand of the second tab. Oh my god, I am so fucking blind, bro. Jeez, don't feel bad. Because I am as blind as a bat, apparently. RPGs, right here. Rocket launcher, rocket warhead. I can unlock it right now. Holy shit. To be fair, I didn't think to look over there because you craft them in the synthesis bench. So when Osiris said synthesis bench, I'm like, oh, okay, well that's over here. Explosive throwables. That you were half right, and it led me in a weird direction, but we found it. It's literally labeled rocket launcher, but it's like so far off to the right, I didn't even notice that branch. Oh, it's funny. Ultimate firepower. Okay, well, we found it. It's level 3 in the second tab on the far right. Should probably unlock stuff, huh? Just noticed. I don't know what I want to unlock, though. But I guess we can get rocket launchers. Oh, man. I should probably focus on base stuff, too, huh? Oh, that's gonna cost 11, huh? Whoops. Oh. Over here, like, they don't make it intuitive. It's literally labeled rocket launcher. Oh, man, my smooth brain just knows no bounds, does it? Alright, I should probably go give him the medical supplies. Alright, place your bets now. Is the man dead? I'm excited to get a hold of a truck to build on because I want to see how much that can be exploited. Oh, no, I have not been redeeming those. the Astro rewards. I think I got some of them, but
You came back. Did you find anything at the hospital?
no. Just a dead body.
Thank you. You may have just saved my life. And Kayla, do you know what happened to her? Oh, I see. Thank you for telling me. At least you found out for me, I guess.
Do you also
Here, take this
encounter
for your
an
help.
invincible scarecrow and move? Don't look at... Okay, so I think you're talking about the one that's at the farm, like over here. There's a spot with like fire, like not fire, but gas canisters by like a billboard. If you pick one of those up and throw it at the scarecrow, it'll burn and die. I found that out by accident. If you read the note there, it kind of hints at doing that. But I just instinctively grabbed it and was like, okay, that's fucking creepy. Burn it with fire. And that's what you're supposed to do. So. Ooh. Oh, sweet word to come to me. Pop a squat butt. Nope. Oh, fuck. How do you get these things to actually sit down? Because I ran into one the other day, and it just squatted down. Maybe it's already been raided? It's a very locked-down system building on vehicles. I like that it's even a thing, though. I agree. I love the idea of a mobile base. With the legs. Oh. How the hell did I accidentally do that? Oh, maybe I crashed the bike into its leg. I wonder how I did that by accident. That's hilarious. Oh, see, it just like that. It did exactly that. Oh, fuck, it just broke my bike. That's what happened last time. I think it's because I just threw my vehicle at it. That's so funny. It parks itself randomly, too? Oh. Okay. Lucky me. I just destroyed my bike for no reason. It'll buff out, right? Well, you can get a repair drill and repair on the go? Where's that at? I clearly don't have it unlocked, but... Oh, advanced drills. That's a rock drill. I don't know where it is. I don't care enough to dig through. Just repair at base, and that's what I was planning on doing, honestly. But it's kind of nice that you can repair on the go. Oh. Okay, wait. So where are the other telephone booths? And did it show? Did it come up as a task for me to do, or? Does not seem like it. And then that's the... I don't know where the other telephone booths are. I haven't seen any except for there. And it said it surrounded it. No, fuck, that's right. It's broken. You go to the building screen for your house. Go to presets. Okay, well, I'll do that. Back at my base, because I gotta repair my stuff anyway. The new PvP scenario, it seems to be full. I'm excited for the new scenario then. I do love me some good old full dude PvP. How many base blueprints can you have? Yeah, I know. I figured I wouldn't be able to build it, but I need to, like I said, I need to come here to repair my shit anyway. You guys like my literally open floor plan? It's such a great base design. I love it. Being facetious. Let's take a look. Go to the building screen for your house. Go to presets. Sure. Is there a preset menu? Ah, presets. Found it. Oh! Oh! I really like that. I just need glass. Now I can build this. By open floor plans, very modern. I thought so. I don't have means to make glass, though, unfortunately. Whereas I don't have the mats, too. I love how I made this and then just didn't put anything in there. I need more storage. Doesn't use the storage. Okay, now I'll put the rest in the other one. Okay. I have no idea where the other telephone booths are. Twitch so much. I feel like Twitch is a dying platform at this point, man. Only thing that shows up on Twitch anymore is bots. Apparently they're going through an adpocalypse over there right now, too. G, for example, is deposit all. Well, you know how I am. Who reads? Not me. Okay, it said that that the telephone booths surrounds. Or is it not Through? Which one's the church? I think it's this one. Oh, I'm engaged in combat. I can't teleport. I should probably get ammo. I just remembered I have like no ammo. But once human devs add planes that can drop bombs and make the game, no. If they do that, no, I don't want that in the game. If you want to go drop a bomb on someone, go play Star Citizen. I feel like that would just there is no way to defend against that. Like, find a way to properly balance having planes doing bombings and maybe, but I don't think that could be very well balanced in a PvP environment. That would be a nightmare to balance. Right, ammo. Holy shit. Oh, it's because I have a copious amount of rifle bullets. That's what's going on here. Maybe I should swap out my weapon. You know, equip a rifle instead of having all of that. I think I can't merge that because of how big the stacks are. They're max stack, so I'd be stuck with it. Press the wrong one. I should probably not have all these weapons on me. Sure. I don't think that has shatter. Oh, that is shrapnel. Yeah, it does. Never mind. I disassemble guns. Sure enough. Get rid of some weapons I don't need. You can merge in chests. Yeah, but doesn't it auto merges when you deposit it? I'll let that go for a minute. I'm gonna swap the Deviant out. And get my butterfly back so I can get something better. Yeah, what do you do? Special materials that can be used for crafting. Use it to teleport a teammate to your location. That's kind of cool. It will try to only move stuff you have that also has any amount in the chest. And it shall also heal sanity. Does it? I didn't see that in its press that. participate in combat, transforms into shelter to block enemies. Maybe it's in the Nova thing. Trying to remember how to get to that. I didn't realize it healed though. I knew it did cover, but I didn't realize it healed. I haven't really come across a situation where I feel like it's necessary to have something like that, so I don't trip about it too much. What I am curious about though, where the fuck are these other telephone booths that I'm supposed to be finding? All I know is I hate that it just kind of told me in passing, and it didn't like actually make a task out of it or anything. Makes things even easier, so I tried not to use it. Yeah, the game's already stupid easy as it is. Supposedly, what the hell is that? Oh, it's a world event. 1 out of 40. There's only one person over there. Worry about that. It said it was surrounding the church here, and then there was an abandoned house. Oh. Okay. I'm probably completely wrong, but let's take a look at any. Oh, landed. I was about to immediately break my bike after repairing it. I can drive. I'm going the right way. Kind of, sort of, not really. I'm going the wrong way. And I just dumped my bike in the water. It'll buff out. Okay. I'm like 90% sure this is the one with the church, right? It said it surrounded the telephone booths surround the church. Something about an abandoned. Yeah, okay, so there's the church. There's an abandoned house in the swamp or something. Which I'm assuming is that. I think it said there was 4, and I've only found 2. Fuck. Where the... That was not there a second ago. This is the first thing in the game that hasn't had like a task associated to it or any sort of marker really. This feels like a shack abandoned in a swamp. That's another telephone booth. I wish I remembered what it said. Only there was something that wrote down all that stuff. Well, it might be in the journal. Hold on. just journey stuff. Commissions. Is it okay? You know what? I don't want to see the locations. I just want to see what it said. I'm looking up what it said. Blah 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 blah. Found in Daytona Wetlands region. I remember it saying that. That was not helpful at all. Maybe I go back to the telephone booth. Maybe it'll repeat itself. Oh, fuck. That was a bad idea. What's fall damage? No bike would be able to survive that drop. Is it there, I think? No. Your map, dingus. Yeah, but a little too far. It's over there. I need to not do that. Just get off of the block. Surely the phone booth repeats itself, right? Dreamline is available between 7 p.m. and 6 a.m. We have 6 hour in-game hours to kill. So we're not doing that right now. I have not. That is a level 2 mission. I probably should have done that ages ago. Oh, she suddenly doesn't have any voice lines. Wow, yeah, I definitely should have done this a long time ago. I don't know how I bypassed this so much. These things. The amount of times I've had to repair this bike. I was here ages ago. Oh my gosh, how did I manage to do that? I do find it, well, actually I do know how. I do find it kind of annoying how they have the tasks set up where like you can't engage in a task unless you have it as your active mission. So even though I was here and could have done this if there was just like a passive marker placed onto it, I didn't do it because I didn't have the task activated at the time. Or like if you go to play any other MMO, you can go through an area and sweep through and grab all the quests at the same time without having to go through and activate each quest. Little silly. Wow. Yep. Go fetch this thing for me. I love those. My favorite missions to do. I'll eventually move on to the main quest. Slowly eating my way through this. It doesn't help I spent like the first hour or so bitching about the ambiguity of how they state their rules in this game. I think you're gonna have your hopes crushed if you hope they add a B-17 to the game. I just think airborne anything in this, aside from drones, would be so broken. Also, I have no idea where that treasure is. The level 7 mission, so it's gotta be in this first area, right? Also showed oh, wait, no, I think I found it. Mountainy down here. Let's look at it again. I got the little samurai guy. When did I pick that up? Oh, well, I go back to my base and swap that out. I want to have the samurai guy again. Mountains in circle, and it could very well be oriented a different way too. Where the fuck is that? Mountains, none of this looks the same. Oh, wait. There we go. Got it. That's gotta be the spot, right? Just gotta put a marker there for now. Place it. What? Can I not place a marker there? How? There's no way that's gotta be the spot, but that is in such a higher level area. Level 35, that's a level 7 mission. Let me double check the treasure map. No. That's not it. Where the I have no idea where this shit is. You would think it would be in the, like, beginning area. There's, like, not even any mountains over here. I just blind? I'm not seeing it. Not even the weird circle bit that it showed. I feel like I'm tripping. I don't see it. Well, I'm gonna move on to something else. What the hell is that? It's even farther away. How is it gonna send me up here? Which is supposed to be a level 30 area, right? Level 25 for the camp, but the level 10 mission to go up there. Then if you look down here, it's a level 15 area. Does not seem like the proper order of things. Well, I'm gonna go south. Fuck the mission markers. I'll do what I want. Does it feel like strangely quiet right now? Okay. So we are gonna do that next. It's gonna give you the side quests that are lower level than the main quest, send you up to a higher level area, but the main quest that's higher level than the side quest sends you into, well, the appropriate area. Seems a bit out of order, or what do I know?
These are the Hearst mudflats that Claire mentioned. Let's go see if we can find Emma.
Just chilling with a bug right there. Sake.
Myers Market? Don't make me laugh. Go back and tell Maxie. Until I find her, I'm not coming back.
Something tells me you're gonna find a dead body.
Brianna, my friend, before, I didn't do anything. I just watched her leave. Well, I owe her this. I need to make sure she's okay. That's right. Now stop wasting my time already.
Voice acting in this is so comically bad.
Emma
Are you
doesn't trust
kidding
us
me?
yet. Talk is cheap, though. So let's see if we can find some medicine to sway her opinion.
Hit a dialogue menu and come back to that. Gotta be level 14 for the mission, even though the enemies are level 9. Makes sense. They almost make it feel like I don't even need to dope.
these should be able to provide relief for her injuries.
What? I picked up medicine and I walked up to an oxygen tank. Okay. Some strange medicine, but whatever.
You're back again? I told you, I won't return until I find—
My goodness, calm down.
these— I'm
Yep,
sorry.
yep.
I
Yep,
mean,
you better
really.
be.
I know I'll never be able to find someone who's been missing. Are you sure? You have no idea how important this is to me. Mayfly, I'm begging you to find—
Yep.
Okay.
I'll go find her
thank you.
dead body.
I'll see you at Myers Market.
Guaranteed she's not alive. I'm looking forward to getting to the PvP zones, man. Like, I don't mind running around doing all this PvE stuff, but sure shit not gonna go into a PvP zone at like level 1. Not yet, anyway. I'll make a fresh character and start it in a PvP zone and see how that goes. After I see how the whole beginner experience is like.
All right, pal. Hold it right there and identify yourself.
No.
Oh, yeah. You've got one of those weird backpacks.
This guy looks
cradle,
exactly
right?
like
Hold on a sec.
the other
I'm
dude
gonna check with the
over
mayor.
I'm right here.
in the
Let the Mayfly in.
other
Understood,
settlement.
ma'am.
Maxie Rodriguez.
The guy
I'm
at
the
Standing
mayor here.
Post.
Haven't seen a Mayfly in a while. It's good you're here, though. Strange is putting it lightly. It's been about half a year now. Pregnant animals here, even pregnant people, all get infected by stardust and turn into these trees. You can go ahead and see for yourself. There's some strange shit, all right. Here, this is what I mean. Agnes Joy used to be the best weaver in town. Now she's like that. The only one in Myers Market.
Should have used
Thank
protection, I guess. Fuck. All these pregnant things turning into trees. That is so... What the fuck?
Nick's been there since Agnes transformed. Won't budge an inch. I'm worried we're gonna lose him too. One way or another.
I'm still hung up on the fact that she's like, yeah, pregnant people and pregnant animals all turning into trees. Why specifically the pregnant?
Yeah. Agnes is perfectly healthy for a tree. Plenty of green leaves. She's just not a person anymore. I
She
figured there is a
colorblind?
transcendent behind all this.
Also
If you
hallucinating?
still think you can
There was
handle it,
literally no
we'll
trees
reward
on
you
that
well.
stump.
There was a woman, Brianna, who was
Anything
kicked out
I'd
of the
venture to say
settlement not
she's
too long
dead.
ago. I think she may have been the first to be infected, so it's worth looking into what happened. Good.
New boots? Was that actually given to me, or is that just a blueprint? We have new boots. I've just been running around with lesser gear equipped this entire time. Whoops. I don't have a habit of that or anything. Well, at least I have good gear on. I even put a mod on that and I didn't equip it.
Nobody knows where she went, but I can say the last time I saw her was at the Southern... We used to work there, before the factory fell. That was when it started. She began acting strange, praying to something in secret. I think you should be able to find some clues there.
I'm so hung up on the horrible voice acting, dude. I forgot. I should probably get my rewards. I've yet to do any of this. Past rewards. No. No. How much do I have? Oh, that's how much it cost. Okay. I need 16k to get that. Guess I should claim all the battle pass stuff too, huh? We're not gonna get the... I really hate how much I love cosmetics in games. Because I'm looking at the battle pass and I'm like, but I don't know that I actually want to spend money on that. I don't know if I could be committed to the game that much just yet. It was really bad for the finals. When the finals was rolled out, I was all the way up till season 6. I had the battle pass for every season. I haven't played season 6 at all. I had a bit of a problem with the finals. I was playing that shit daily. I think the highest rank I got in the ranked, I could not think of the word, was diamond something. I don't remember what tier of diamond, but I got up to diamond at least. That shit's annoying as fuck to do when you're when you're queuing up solo with a bunch of randos. That was a slog, man. Heard of vultures? I don't know what the vultures are. Man, it skips through this fast. When you have autoplay on, goddamn. It's a good thing the writing's terrible, otherwise I would care. A dragon? Oh, that's right. I need to equip the samurai
place is
guy.
not much to look at and is polluted with stardust. But from what people say, there are strange occurrences in the area. The work of a deviation. The entire mudflats are shrouded in thick fog. But there are reports of a strange
the shit
sound
writing
emanating
right there.
from the
There is some
impenetrable
mysterious
wall of
events.
mist. Some
Your
believe
character
a
responds with,
monster
"That
lies
sounds
within."
mysterious." It feels like AI wrote this fucking dialogue, dude. Just went to ChatGPT and just put very, very loose parameters.
Unfortunately, that's all I can tell you. Finding the real truth is up to you now. I have plenty of confidence in you. Just be careful.
Wow, the dialogue matched the subtitles for once. I wonder how much more polished the dialogues and stuff are going to be as I progress into the newer scenarios, because it's very abundantly clear they made this one and they were just like, all right, that's done, bye. Moving on. Oh, there's so many markers now. Oh boy, stuff and things. grab the one that's still like right next to me. Wait, is there I don't see one. Just looking for one of the... Oh, there's a tower. Why? How are you gonna put two towers right next to each other like that, but you can't put one like down here? Kind of annoying. Oh, whatever. I'm gonna go up there and... Well, I guess I can fast travel to that, so there's no point in putting a tower there. It's a little teleporty thing here, though. Do I still have to activate it here, don't I? Is there anything down here I can procure? No. Alright. Well, that's disappointing. The first area had a deviation that I was able to snag. Oh, I found it. I went through there as any normal... I knew there'd be one. I wonder if they do this for every like, settlement area. Damn, really? A stubborn one. I had to get that shit up to 80% to catch it. That's another... Don't I already have one of those? I have two of the paper dolls, too. Oh, well. I feel like I need to move my base. I don't even know how to go about doing that, to be honest. Guess we're gonna find out. Cradle override. Oh. Enter from the right side as a cradle interface. You'll find override features that can help you in combat. Unlock the corresponding nodes to enjoy these benefits. Explore the wilderness and engage in combat to unlock override features and nodes. Each scenario has a different cradle, allowing you to tailor your gear and combat style around the override features available during your current scenario. Oh, that's interesting. Give it a little more flavor to each one, each scenario. Alright. Oh, you can get the little butterfly out. Yeah, so now I have two Xeno purifiers. Oh wait, this one's... Why is this one different? Growing Pains 3? Oh, it has a deviation trait. This one does not. Case with the paper dolls? No, I literally just have two of the same thing. Okay. Alright. Got a little samurai dude now. How do I move my territory? Ah, enter territory relocation. I mean, yeah, you can move it. It's like, how do I move it, like, really far? Save all? Oh, cool, and it shows it here. Nice. Alright. But I have to rebuild it. Is there a way to, like, pack it up and move it? Not not very clear on that. I don't want to keep traveling all the way back here for my base, dude. How do... Oh, a 3-minute video, I guess. Get on with it, ma'am. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, it's a lot simpler than I realized. So now, be able to just go over here and relocate it. I thought it was like a proximity thing, having to be at your base, but duh, I'm overthinking it. So I should probably get out of the area where I'm definitely not going to be able to build. And maybe I go inland more. Set up over there. I hate that the pins don't actually... Oh, okay, the left click actually puts down a... Okay. Can't seem to get the pins to work, but... whatever, I guess. Nice, we got a marker. High and flat. Best way to put a base place to put down a base. Someone else had the same idea, except underneath a cliff. See if I can build above them, hopefully. That's something I can't mine yet. Yeah, fuck it, I'll just... Right here's good enough. Oh, is it not gonna let me... not build here? Oh, is it because there's pollution? Well, I guess I should have expected that. And not pay attention to the pollution count. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I had to come home abruptly from work. I was super sick from oh, dude. Migraines are brutal. I've been there. I get migraines. It's not a good time. I've been able to tolerate certain migraines, but I get what is called a silent migraine. And what happens with that, so I don't normally get the normal ones. Not right away, anyway. Relocation has a 10-minute cooldown. Sure. Okay. Our base is placed. What'll happen with my silent migraines is my vision will start getting like blotted out with black, and the worst it has ever happened, it has gotten down to like a pinhole of my vision, and it'll just slowly encroach. And then suddenly I'm not able to see super well, and then I'm like, the first time it happened, I was fucking panicking, dude. And then I got my vision back, and then suddenly it was just boom, massive, incredibly painful actual migraine. And the first time I was in the fetal position on the fucking floor right before I was supposed to go to work, and I'm like, I'm not going in today. They gave me so much shit when I got to work. I fucking hated working at that place. I have a lot of stories about that place, but yeah, actually, just like Star Citizen blacking out. Yeah, yes. It is insane. And it just slowly comes on, too. Like, I'll be, they happened to be at the store the other day. I was walking through the store, and I'm like, why can I not see that very well? I have my glasses on. This is weird. And I'm like, oh, everything's blacking out. Oh. And I'm just like, ignore it. It'll go away. Hopefully it's not painful soon. It sucks. It is terrifying the first time it happens. And it sucks when I'm out of the house, too, because then I'm like, how can I function like this? And I just drove somewhere, so I'm like, okay, well, gotta wait it out, I guess, so I can see. I really should get that addressed by a doctor, but I have yet to do so. I just recently got onto better insurance, so eventually, maybe, when I've got the money. I don't even know how much of that the insurance would cover, but yeah, silent migraines suck. It is brutal and terrifying. I haven't quite had it nearly to the caliber of that very first time of it happening, thankfully, because that shit was incapacitating. I'd never experienced pain like that. I would not wish that upon anyone. I had a coworker that was late most of the time from chronic splitting migraines. And oh, am I out of fuel? Is that what happened here? Sure enough. Yeah, I've been late or not even able to come into work, and like I said, that one place, they
Smell
just
those chemicals
were
in the
not
air?
having it.
No question. This is the plant.
But they couldn't fire me because I was their best picker in the warehouse, so what are they gonna do? Make everybody work 12 to 14 hour shifts? Oh wait, they already were. I was the one getting all the shit done. That place sucked. There was such insane bias, dude. It was wild. Such petty nonsense. I've worked several warehouses, and by far this was almost the worst one. Sounds like a warehouse job. Yeah. You called it, yeah. It was by far the worst, though. I worked a swing shift. And so I'd show up at like 4, get off at like, supposed to get off at 1 a.m. That didn't happen most of the time, though. And we just had...
Oh, thanks for sharing your food with an old traveler like me. I wanted to give you this book.
This voice acting.
Thanks.
I've worked at Amazon, yeah. That was by far the worst, but it was very short-lived, and I had self-respect at that point, so I left very quickly.
Whenever you're feeling down, simply flip through its pages, and it'll give you the strength to carry on.
This guy sounds very rapey.
Oh, remember, Brianna, there is a higher power out there. With its help, the child you're carrying will grow to be as big and strong as an oak tree. If you still harbor any doubts, come to the abandoned hideout. It shall be your sanctuary.
This guy is trying to start a cult. Without a doubt. The Amazon was really bad to work for. They, there was a lot of layers as to why it's bad. I'm not gonna go heavy into why, but like I said, I had self-respect at that point, so I just said, fuck you, I'm gone. Just plenty of other warehouses to work at. Oh yeah, I figured it was foreshadowing. I just could not take it at all seriously because how that guy was talking. But the other place I worked at was actually, I think, technically my first warehouse job. Working swing shift, and the amount of buys the warehouse manager had towards the day shift was insane. It was like all petty shit too that I was getting very fed up with. Their day shift would leave a horrid mess every single day, and then we would get in trouble for not emptying their cardboard bins that were labeled for their shift. We didn't use them. We only used our cardboard bins to dispose our cardboard. But then we would get scolded when we didn't, you know, make sure everything was clean and tidy for them to walk into. I was not fucking having any of that. I was like, nah, okay, well, if you want it cleaned out, maybe have your shift that has that been allocated to them take care of it, because I'm not here to babysit and take care of all of your other employees just because you have bias towards them. The manager did not very much care for my attitude towards him, because I just spoke my mind. And it's so much so that my lead would come up to me and be like, yo, you cannot talk to him like that. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck who he is. I have more self-respect than that. And the tipping point for me, it was like 100 degrees outside. We're inside a warehouse. Giant metal building and concrete retains heat, right? I'll read that in a second after I finish this. So it would retain heat. The warehouse maintaining that heat to be about 80 to 90 degrees through the night and not being cool until like 4 or 5 a.m. But he wanted to give day shift coolers of Gatorade and stuff like that because it was so hot, and only day shift. So I went up to him and I was like, so why does day shift only get coolers of Gatorade and we don't? And mind you, this was after like a year of petty bullshit between day and swing shift and the manager having favoritism. So he was like, oh, well, it doesn't stay that hot in the warehouse. I was like, that's funny coming from a man that pushes paper in a fucking air-conditioned office. You want to tell me it's not that hot out there? Let's see your ass stay here until 2 a.m. Then tell me it's not hot. Fuck, you're biased. Walked out of his office. That was promptly when my lead came up to me and said, you can't talk to him like that. I was like, oh, did Chris complain to you about my attitude because he's not man enough to come and speak to me about it himself? Fuck that guy. Just went back to work. We didn't have a supervisor on that shift either, and they hired a guy outside of the warehouse to be the supervisor. He kept trying to interrupt my work and talk to me. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. Let me work. Leave me alone. He's like, what? He would also come up and be like, what's taking so long? I was like, well, if your ass didn't come up and interrupt me every 5 minutes, I'd actually get more done. Meanwhile, I'm pulling higher numbers than everybody else. Insane. And it all sounds like really petty stuff, because it is. But if you weren't brown-nosing this dude, you were getting nowhere. Like, I had a hoodie that was given to me by the company that got destroyed by battery acid. And we had a mandatory Saturday to do overtime. I knew we had been working 12 to 14 hours. They were fishing for reasons to fire you? Oh yeah, they were. Just wait, it gets better. It gets better. I'll read what he said. Now I started straight out of high school and it's stable enough, but I have to become 100% on my own. Can't live on that 15 an hour. Oh, absolutely. The wage for warehouse work is pretty shit. Unless you get like, even if you get forklift certified, you're sitting at like lower 20s, depending on like what part of the country you live in. But it's pretty shit pay. So the battery acid, it taking out the, because we would have to refill and top off the batteries, and I got battery acid on my hoodie, not knowing, and it ate away at it. So during this mandatory overtime that they required, they were giving away stuff, and it was for inventory or something like that. And so they really were fishing ways to fire me, because they couldn't justify getting rid of the person that was pulling, 60% of the weight for an entire shift. They eventually found a reason, but I told him I quit before he fired me. And it wasn't even justified. It was just insulting what he was trying to do. But they were giving away stuff during this Saturday, and one of the things was a hoodie. These hoodies were nice. They were really thick, really warm, and durable. Like, I'd like another one, please, because I'm working swing shift, and it gets cold, especially during the winter, when it's below freezing out. And instead of, having some Swiss cheese, it'd be nice to have proper clothing, and I had to sacrifice that hoodie just because of shit I had to do in the warehouse. So I figured it would be justified if I rose my hand requesting a new hoodie when they offered to give one away. He looks at me and says, "You don't need one," gives it to this other guy that has been brown-nosing him, and I was like, in front of everyone from day shift and night shift, called him out on his bias, went and said, like, "You're just giving it to him because he's a brown-noser. He pulls half the numbers I do. You make my ass show up mandatory on a Saturday. I fucked up my hoodie fixing your batteries, and you can't be bothered to give me a new hoodie? Fuck you and your bias. I'm going home. You can't go home." Oh, really? Try me. Because I was about to leave early on the mandatory Saturday. I was like, try me. What are you going to do? Fire me? And I just hopped out the dock bay and went home. Showed up on Monday. Not a word uttered. It's because I called him out in front of everybody. Then later he tries to pull me in with a guy that I had been carpooling with because he didn't have a car, and he smoked weed. So he was trying, this was before gets into a gray area. Once you start getting forklift certified, doesn't matter what your state does. But he decided to do a random test on him and me. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? A random... So when he pulled that shit, he was like, both of you come into the office. Or he initially called the guy that was carpooling with. And he was like, you know what, you come in here too. Spur of the moment decided to random me. I would have been fine. My buddy wasn't. And I was like, nah, man. If you're going to try to fire him, I'm going down too. Not because of any other reason, then fuck you. Because you're not going to get the opportunity to fire me. You're not going to find a reason to fire me. I'm not going to put up with this harassment or bullshit anymore. I'm just going to quit. But the conversation that happened in the office was so heated. It was ridiculous. I mean, my buddy, he was just like, all right, whatever. Yeah, I'm not going to pass that. I just told him straight up at the office. He was like, what about you? And I was like, I'll pass it, but I don't give a fuck. I don't want to work here anymore. And there's places that pay more and have a much healthier work environment than this place. And then it was like, have fun telling Ron why I'm leaving. Because he knows why. Ron was my lead. Ron kept trying to get me to take his position. He's like, you want to be lead for swing shift? And I was like, and what, make $1 more an hour? No. I'm not going to take on that responsibility and get paid pennies, dude. It was such bullshit. He just did not like the friction. I called him out on his shit to the CEO and in front of the CEO and the son of the CEO when they were touring the warehouse. He just really did not like the friction. You're traumatized from the words mandatory overtime. You had a straight year of mandatory. Yep. I hate mandatory overtime. I got to the point where, like, if someone was trying to pull mandatory overtime on me, I just was like, oh, you guys are going to be like that then? Nope, I'm out. There needs to be proper workplace and, like work and home balance. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to retain any. And that place that I was working at with the insane mismanagement and bias, it was a revolving door. Oh, I'm supposed to space time there. I'm just aimlessly wandering.
That old man wasn't lying. Every time I open this book, I feel at peace. I know
there are so many stories I have about that place. So many
more.
more.
It's still the only thing that's brought me comfort since Hayden died.
One of my favorites. I actually have several involving this guy, but I'll start off with the endearing stuff and then get to the stuff that kind of made me go, come on, really, dude? Dude shows up to work. He drove a Blazer. And he repainted his Blazer. And apparently he was a Seahawks fan. I don't give a shit about sports, dude. It makes... I could care less. It's funny how much people, like, go, oh, you're not into sports, and then they all either don't talk to me as much anymore, or just...
That wanderer
look into their head, but...
Let's go to the abandoned shelter. Maybe we can find her there.
What choice do I have?
Why?
I've been exiled.
NPCs talk over each other.
Those people. I can't count on any of them.
Yeah, those are being upset.
Except...
Anyway. So he shows up, newly painted Blazer. I use that term very loosely. He rattle canned the fuck out of that thing. And, you know, you can rattle can a car and make it come out good, visually speaking, but the part that kills me is his tires were pretty black. I'm like, take a closer look. He didn't use tire shine. Man spray painted the sidewalls of his tire. Who does that? That is some ghetto shit. He was like, how you like my ride? I was like, bro, why use tire shine? What are you doing? Fuck. He was such a fucking goof, dude. But there was a recycling bin out in the yard that we would have to dump broken pallets into. And ooh, wow, I am low on health. And so we would have to drive the forklift out there and dump it into the bin, all the used pallets. We would have a lot of pallets by the end of the day. And someone would be tasked with that, or someone would take it upon themselves to go dispose of that at the end of the shift. This guy with the Blazer decided to do it one of the days. And it's so funny. So it has this cover on it, and you want it to close all the way for when they come to go pick it up. And if you don't, oh, right as I heal myself. And if you don't, you know, the people who pick it up have issues. So you want to cram it down as much as possible and then use the crank to actually close it. Dude decided to try to force it closed, force the lid closed with the forks of the forklift. Which, as expected, bent the forks up. So they had to look into it because someone doing their daily check on their forklift noticed the forks were fucked up. They look at the security footage and see who did it, but you can't like outright see who it was. You could just kind of see a silhouette of a person because it's kind of dark out. So, dude gets off his forklift And he's like, we all know how he walks. Everybody has their certain kind of cadence, if you will, when they walk. This dude gets off the forklift, and we are all like, in our heads, that's LJ. That is 100% LJ, dude with the blazer. And he goes, and it almost looked like someone else, but we're like, nah, that's LJ. And he takes the piece of wood, does this like shimming thing, and then shoots it like a basketball, and we're like, that's 1000% LJ. But no names were named. We were all pulled into the conference room. They showed us the security footage, and they were like, all right, see this? We can't be doing this. And no, again, no names were named, but at the end, LJ goes, man, why you gotta put me on blast like that? All the silence was palpable, dude. We're all like, bro, this guy cannot be more tense. And so we're like, the lead and the like second in charge was like, well, no one outed you until now, so I guess stay and everybody else go out to the floor and work. It's like, bro, they were giving you an out and you just outed yourself. Like, it was so funny. The dude was just, like I said, he was dense but oddly endearing at times. Hey, there was a reason why he was working at a warehouse. I'll say that much. He also had like a little accident on the power equipment. Just a little love tap. Not even really much of a scuff mark, but it had to be reported. And then there was also like an echoing boom going through the entire warehouse when it happened. Days later, after the incident, he tries to place an L&I claim. It's like, alright, dude. The endearment is fizzling out. So that's just some nonsense, shady bullshit. Should have left an anonymous OSHA inspection request before. I honestly should have, because there was a lot of questionable stuff there. It's not the most egregious place I worked at, though. There was one place I went to go start working at, and it's got a reputation in the area I'm at. But if OSHA walked in there and just blinked, took enough time to take a step in and blink, there'd be... I don't even know why that just blew up. I'm just injuring myself over and over. But they would instantly be shut down. I walk in, dude is standing on top of a pallet that's being lifted by a forklift. I'm like, that is like day one, do not do this shit safety training when you go to get certified on a forklift. And I see that immediately when I walk in, and I'm like, oh boy. Oh boy. I also got threatened by someone that they said they were going to stab me. And I'm like, oh, okay. Bet, do it. I legitimately said that to him, though. I was like, you won't. There's cameras. Ruin your life. Go ahead and get arrested. That was mostly started because man was standing there doing nothing when we were lumping the truck. I have the opinion that I am there to earn my paycheck, not someone else's paycheck. So when I saw that shit, I called him out on it and I was like, dude, I'm here to earn your paycheck. I'm here to earn my own. And he's like, you're out earning my paycheck. And I was like, then fucking do something. And then he didn't like being called out, so he said that he would stab me. I'm like, alright. You won't, but if you're gonna threaten me like that, go ahead and do it. I'll wait. Someone else reported him, and he got kicked out like 20 minutes later. I was like, oh, cool. My dumbass was like, he won't. Let's see if he actually does. Thankfully, someone else reported him and got him sent home, because who knows what would have happened, to be honest. It's also the same place where I saw a dude wearing a spoon around his neck, and he walks out of the can of the trailer and goes behind some pallets and just does a real quick and then goes back to work. Place was wild. And that was in one day. That was within a few hours. That was the first half of the ship. Talk about poking the bear. I was very hot-headed at the time. Very. I've always managed to kind of talk myself out of... talk myself out of those situations. Call them out on their shit and then be like, alright, yeah, go ahead and do it. Ruin your life. See if I care. Usually it tends to work out. I have gotten myself in hairy situations by poking the bear, I will admit. That was by far the most ghetto warehouse I ever worked at. Nothing left but this frail, dying body. Don't we all? Wow, okay, so you had a frail old body, and you knew you were gonna give your baby a frail body, so you're like, I want to live strong and for eternity. Turn me into a tree stump. I've worked a lot of different jobs, and most of them I did not like doing. I hated. I mean, I've worked security and loss prevention. I've done retail. I was a baker. I was a caregiver for the mentally and physically disabled. What else have I done? Delivery driver for like, you know, Lowe's and Amazon and shit. I could do anything in a warehouse, but most of those it got to a point where I just had to have a little bit of self-respect. Because, ooh, there's something always so appealing about having floating islands. I don't know what it is. But yeah. I wasn't much for being pushed around, clearly. Oh, it's a level 20 thing. Fuck. Might be a little under-leveled for this. Oh, never mind. What the fuck? It died that fast? Okay, I lied.
That old man wasn't lying. Every time I opened
The second boss is the Souls boss. Visually interesting. I do like the enemy design in this game. I think the artists did a great job. I just wish the writing was a little better. Working security and loss prevention got me called every name in the book.
I've left some canned corn, instant oats, and goat's cheese in the pantry. If you find yourself in trouble, make sure to call for help so the neighbors hear you.
Thank you, Maxie.
You've changed.
It's probably why I'm so numb to
Really?
shit-talking in games.
My bad. Shouldn't you be getting along? I'm sure you're very busy.
Nancy is worried about you, and so is Benjamin. You should consider moving back in with them. That way, things will be easier after the baby is born.
Tell them thank you. But I'm staying here. I can look after myself and my child.
Brianna, you're like a daughter to me, a sister. Can you at least promise me one thing? Promise me if you ever find yourself in trouble, you'll come find me.
All right.
Yeah, that didn't happen. Okay, I'm glad that was what I thought it was. you think warehouse work is underpaid?
I'm so sorry. Please, don't do this to
Security
me.
is incredibly underpaid.
Too late for that now. After what you did, you're lucky we only chose to exile you.
Brianna. I'm sorry.
Is this her baby? Shoots it. Oh! If I even needed that. Oh boy. Okay. This must be the Dark Souls boss that you were talking about. I mean, I broke my legs coming over here. I love the design of this, though. I don't know that. Yeah, I was trying to get around so I can get up on that ledge real quick.
Abandoned me. All of them. My baby was supposed to grow tall and strong as an oak tree. I'll give anything to make sure that happens.
Did it actually work? Oh, it is working. I'm glad it's actually a shield. That's a sick boss design. I know I could only see its silhouette.
Affected
That
by
looks dope.
stardust that she became a transcendent. Well, let's head to the monolith. End all this.
I think the samurai is probably my favorite deviation so far. I keep forgetting the terms. I think it's funny that your response to the guy wanting to stab me was me poking the bear. I think it speaks volumes to the sort of environment that I'm used to being in, though. When I've talked about the place that I got brought up in before, I've had people go like, what the fuck, do you live in Compton? I'm like, nah, it's not that bad. Close. Just, you know, your regular Beth Lab explosions and occasional shootings, but nothing insane. Except for you to get to the third boss. There's a spider boss. I love spider enemies and bosses. They're the most grotesque in a lot of games. Okay. I feel like I should be doing some exploring now. So, time is it though? I'm getting there. Oh right, I forgot that blew up. I also forgot where my base is. There it is. What do you mean I can't teleport in my current state? Actively being attacked. I'm finally... Yeah. I was wondering what that would take. When that would actually happen. Finally have to get me some copper going. I don't even have charcoal, dude. think I'm gonna need a little more than 8 charcoal, but let's get some copper going at least. Good shit. Now I'm looking forward to seeing all the bosses and stuff like that in this game. I think that's the biggest appeal I've had towards it, is just the art. The creature design and all that. That's good enough. At least repair the bike. I should probably deposit stuff. I put 2 things in there. Alright. I guess I'll go explore now. Flip. Always makes me nervous, hopping down like that. Feel like I'm gonna break the bike. Yeah, when I did the beta, I only did the first monolith. I was in the middle of moving, so I wasn't able to really dive into it as much as I could have. Or would have liked, I should say. Oh, that's water. Sure, the bike's fine. Surely the bike's fine, right? The animation of getting off that bike was a little bit, but at least forgivable. I was trying out Ferocious last night. I feel like it was pretty underwhelming. The animation's mainly that. The game's not bad, but it has a long way to go. It was kind of funny though, doing the feedback for the game. Like they had a Google Docs thing, a Google form that you could fill out a feedback. And it was like, how much would you pay for the game? I don't think I can determine a price point based off of what I played, because based off of what I played, I'd say $5 at best. If they polish it up, I could see it being a $20 game. And then there was also like, what YouTubers do you see being making videos on this? I obviously put my own YouTube channel there, naturally. Shill myself out, of course. I'll probably make like a little tiny video on it. This felt very underwhelming and felt like a game that would have been made like maybe on the PS2, like the PS2 era. Like it felt that dated to play. The concept maybe not, but the mechanics and the gameplay felt very dated. Oh. Yeah, important mats there. Golf club head. Whoa. New enemies. There's one ugly ass thing though. shit, of course the drill doesn't. Oh, fuck that. Of course it goes in the ground. Nope. When in doubt, choose it out. Easy. I'm disappointed. I was kind of expecting it to drop something. Oh shit, there's dogs now too. Let's see how I handle it without choosing it. Yeah, it's pretty easy. I was bamboozled. That one did drop stuff. I was robbed of my loot. Surely the mystical crate's up there. Fuck. Oh. Something behind me the entire time. Trying to get up there. I don't think this is the way the game intends me to get it. Oh wait, no, I lied. It does. I just assumed because I have a horrible habit of doing things the way I'm not supposed to. What is up with these? I have yet to figure. Oh, does that just point that? Oh, okay, never mind. Damn. Wait, that's not the mystical crate for the air. Whoa. Wait, what did it say? Am I dumb? Did it not say mystical on it? I know it wasn't the red one. But... You follow them? Oh. That's what I thought. I was doing that for an area earlier, but I think I was too distracted at the time to really pay attention. I was just like, oh, random chest. Okay, whatever that was. Separate little things. Okay. Okay. I get eggs. Oh, and it, okay. I love how it said raven eggs, and I picked it up and it just said bird eggs. Elevators are boring. I don't want to go up there by an elevator. Do it the hard way. As I do everything. I'm sure I'll need to take the elevator, but I'm gonna do everything I can to try not to. I mean, it looks like there's a pet. Oh, and there's also an enemy up there. It looks like there's a path that goes up there. If I went up this silo. I don't think I'll make that. Okay, well, I made it to the silo at least. Stairs so steep we can't even walk up them. And can't use the ladder either. I don't think I'm supposed to go on this. Who needs elevators? Don't need an elevator where you can parkour. Wait, what? Okay, I feel like... Oh. I was wondering if it was actually gonna do... Oh, it just healed itself, didn't it? No? What is it doing? There's the merchant in the camp that looks like this. Please drop. Okay, what? No. Stop. There's the stairs. And there's the chest. That easy. Who needs an elevator? Fragment. Pretty sure that's for the bow I have on my back. And the weapon grave. Nice. That was like one of the easiest lootable areas. Alright, oh. Okay. I'll float over there. Ah, damn, I'm a fool. I could have jumped off higher. I feel like there should have been more to this area than that, though. Like more things to loot, as far as the weapon crates and stuff go. There's a very large area with a lot of enemies, and they're like one mystic crate and one weapon crate. That's all. That's it. But they're gonna stuff like 2 or 3 weapon crates in a inside of a church. No one saw that. Some are better loot than others. I just wish there was a little more rhyme and reason to it. They've mostly been pretty good, but that was a little underwhelming given the size and the amount of enemies in that area. I'm getting really reckless with my health and stuff. I've been really bad about maintaining it. Do it. Damn it. Just trying to loot the way back. The bug. Oh, there it goes. Finally disappeared. That was just like an instanced thing. Yep. Oh! I didn't realize that was the thing I was doing.
What is that thing? I've never seen a deviant with such a big head before. Damn, this fog is thick. Make sure it doesn't spot you.
He's thick.
We need to try and dispel this fog somehow. Maybe we can find a way by searching the buildings around here.
Flip a couple switches and it gets rid of the fog. Okay. What do I... Ah, there we go.
Okay.
Mini feaster.
Well, that was a bit of a surprise. It's wild how the fog made it look 100 times larger than it actually was. Hopefully Lo knows what use this deviation can be put to.
We don't need Lo to figure that out. Can participate in combat, make enemies, or summon We might have to switch. I do like the samurai guy though. Yeah, see, there. Confusing. She also wasn't there during the beta, so I imagine that's something they added later. You like tentacles? Don't word it like that, man.
And in the cold light of day, not much of a monster.
You like the frost damage jellyfish? I haven't seen that one yet. You seem to like frost damage, given the builds that you've been making.
It obviously reacts to the fog, ballooning in size. What do you want to do with it? Well, we can't just release it back into the wild now, can we? I'm sure you have a securement unit you can use to store this deviation. Just make sure not to let it fill your home up with fog. And if my suspicions are correct, this is actually quite a valuable find. I think it will be a boost to your combat power, if used properly.
How did you draw that conclusion from
I'll
fog?
help you find a way to control this little guy. Maybe it could become the guardian of your territory.
So is it used for combat, or is... I'm gonna believe the description over you.
I admit it does sound strange, but that is all the more reason to investigate.
You're strongest, but the electric crossbow is even stronger. Running a fire build. With KVD boom boom thing. Oh, an LMG. Okay. I'll eventually see what that's like.
In Sunbury to the west of here, people have apparently seen flames erupting inside a fast food restaurant. Within the flames, it is said, the shadow of a dragon appears. I am convinced the deviation is at work. I don't have any more information than that, but that seems like more than enough to go on. As for where exactly you will find it, I am not sure of its culinary preferences. You'll have to look around. Excellent question. Perhaps it is waiting to be fed, or to feast. So maybe make sure to bring something
kind
to
of the
feed
same,
it in
is
case
it
you want
not?
to make a quick escape.
It's pretty strong LMG. Yeah, I kind of gathered that. The names of anything in this are not, they're gonna make no sense to me. That is I mean, like when you brought up the sniper rifle yesterday. Let's see how this guy is. Probably gonna have to do that tomorrow. Because tonight I'm gonna be doing Voin. I'm gonna try it for a little bit and see what that's like. Every 2 seconds you could deal an AoE. Holy shit. Endgame guns are insane in this. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna have to kill it here. I need to go eat, and then I also need to work on other stuff. So I will be back live this evening, around 4 or 5 my time, Pacific time. I have it scheduled on the YouTube channel, but I will catch you guys then. We're gonna be trying out Voin, and then I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. I'll probably be playing more of this in the morning. We'll see. But until then, fuck, I am starving. I will catch you guys later. Appreciate you hanging out and chatting and all that. We'll see you next time. I need to grab those rewards. I grabbed them earlier. See? I grabbed one. They just stacked up really fast. That's funny. Oh, and then there's this one too. Those scenario challenges. Am I missing something here? Oh, I see. Okay. Now I'm actually ending the stream. I'll catch you guys later.